All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shah by Shema Dash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's the brother Barzal. I just want to do a lesson in regards to this clip I seen. Not even a clip, excuse me, a picture I seen. And it says Qatar is using printers the size of Boeing 737 hangars to build the world's largest 3D printed schools. So this is the digital age that we are living in, and you're seeing this a dystopian reality. When you watch these futuristic based shows, you see how it's a new age prison. When I was a kid, I used to watch this show Futurama. I know a lot of brothers around the 90s, earlier or later, around that time watched Futurama. And the first episode was Fry getting the microchip. Fry got the microchip. And all of his friends in the alliance, of course, they were all from different aspects, but some of them actually represented the tribes. You had Bender, which Bender was a Jake. Bender was actually an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar, according to the show. Because his last name is actually Rodriguez, and he was supposed to have been manufactured really like in Mexico when you watch one episode. So Esau, of course, takes these concepts and he'll have a place in his mind of where he wants to take the future, as well as these other nations like Qatar, for instance. And it's not for the safety and security. This heightened sense of security that they're putting is putting you in a new digital prison. Because security is nothing more than being a watcher of the people. That's where you have the term nanny state, which is heightened overprotectiveness. Now they got this new feature in Uber where it gives women the option to not actually take men, and their rides. That's that mentality of just keeping the so-called security, but these features are creating a dark reality amongst the people, and these people are so goddamn naive and stupid that they don't even see it. Like this right here, and you already know the chip is gonna be all throughout this system. You're not gonna be able, you had school shootings, you had fightings that took place, kids cheating on tests. This new age technology, Esau can really create it where the walls can listen to you. All right. Anything based and built like this in this new style is, like I said, it's 3D printed, but 3D printers have other features to them. Like the scripture says, this man is wiser than Daniel, and that's part of the trusting in the shadow of Egypt, because when you look at that picture, you see how it really looks like a digital Egypt. Those big buildings. Egypt was known for their pyramid structures that the Israelites built, because it said that we built treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. So the same thing applies now. So the 2 Kings 18:21. Now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed, which is upon Egypt, on which if a man lean dependence, it will go into his hand and pierce it, so as Pharaoh king of Egypt unto all that trust on him. Yeah, so when you trust in the system and you're leaning on it for security, he's gonna show you why you should never trust him. Scripture says to never trust thine enemy. The government is the enemy of the people. All right. Rule over your mind. That's why the scriptures liken it unto witchcraft, because it is witchcraft. Esau is known as the mistress of witchcraft, that, like I said, the set of nations through his whoredoms and families through his witchcraft. And they're using taxpayers' dollars. They're using the labor of the people to build AI, build a new style of environment for you to dwell in. That's why when you see these different companies, they're updating. a job that I worked, Publix, they started to put the robots in the, and then when they started to put the robots in, they started firing the employees. You know, so we know with this man, you know, the tricks that he comes with, you know, because he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. And if you're not wise, if you can't see above the curve, like the prophets are known as seers, Apostle Gabar is going to that. The prophets had the vision. All right, they were visionaries. You know, they had clairvoyance where they could see exactly what's gonna happen. And if you can't see these things clearly, you're gonna be caught up in the mist. You know, you're gonna be used as a pawn in the major schematics of things. You know, that's why you gotta keep your head on a swivel. You gotta think. You know, build in the spirit. You know, operate from the right mentality and to know how to shake this man. You know, so I just want to keep it short and sweet. You know, just speaking in regards to that. You know, hopefully brothers and a few sisters will edify by giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shema Shah by Shem Rakakwadash. The Apostle Elder Great Millstone. Shalom.